Yeah. Good morning, everybody. That's Scroobius Pip. I forgot that ends cold. And intro diction. Got that request off the old Twitter last night from NorCal Graffiti. Thank you for that one. I want to check out more of Scroobius Pip.
Scroobius Chip.
Scroobius Pip. Pip.
So we have Bert Kreischer today and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, very good.
To Twitter.
Yes. Well, we're mad at E-Rock.
Oh,
and I know he's going to go, what now, but...
do you understand
Jimmy's very annoyed.
Well, we both are a little irritated.
I'm annoyed. Jimmy's annoyed.
Yeah, E-Rock, do you understand what we're bothered by?
I'm looking at it now.
Why wouldn't you put their @ handles when you're mentioning them?
Because it's tagged on the photo.
Why are you screaming at me?
Because you're attacking me right off the top of the bat.
What do you mean it's tagged on the photo?
They're all tagged to it.
What do you mean?
Including Opie, which is how you found it and retweeted it.
Yeah, if you look at the photo, it goes right to your @ mentions.
It saves you character space so you don't have to put the actual handles in there.
I don't understand.
So
for real.
The photo is tagged.
I know what E-Rock means, and I understand that, and I've been tagged in things.
Right.
But will you see that the same as if someone tweets?
Exactly the same.
Then you know what? Let me take this opportunity to shut my mouth.
Mark that.
And tell E-Rock my apologies.
But where do you see the tags?
You don't see it.
Bottom.
It's in the photo.
It's a new thing they're doing?
It's been like that for about a year.
I meant in the last year.
Yeah.
But how do you... So I can't see all the tags for this particular photo?
It shows up in your @
It
mentions.
says who is in this photo.
On the photo.
Who's in this photo?
On the bottom of the photo, it's kind of grayed out. If you tap that, it shows you the whole list of who's attached to the tweet and to the photo.
But the only thing is that people can't see it in general, though, so they can't retweet it. Like,
when they retweeted, they're still attached.
Okay.
It's just making it easier on the eyes and saves you characters so you can write more.
All I want to do is see the tags.
You can see.
You can just click on it. It says who's in the photo. Just click
right
on
under
that.
the photo.
Under the
you'll
photo.
see who's attached to it.
You clicked on the photo. Under the photo.
Go back to the tweet.
I clicked on the photo.
Yeah, you can. It says
don't
under
click on
the photo. It says Sirius
photo.
XM and 3 others.
I'm not... I'm just confused. That's all. I want to learn something new today.
Show them.
What am I doing wrong?
You and 3 others.
Right.
So click on you and 3 others.
Oh, click on that. So and then click on this?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, I didn't know.
You learn something new every day. That's part
Hope
of
he got me all
living.
riled up. I'm sorry, Eric.
But you didn't know either.
No, I didn't, but I walked in and he's like, what's he doing? I'm like, I don't know. Let's question him on the air. That was my fault because he wanted to ask you before, and I'm like, now let's just ask him on the air.
I was going to just ask you off air.
That's all. I'll accept
That's true.
a big piece of that one.
So Jimmy was the one that wanted to embarrass you to hopefully a large audience.
Well, I just figured it was fodder for an amazing chat. We all learned something today. But these things backfire sometimes.
I had no idea about
It's
that.
the same with Instagram when people say, when we put our photos up and say, why aren't you tagging these people?
Right.
You tag them on the photo so it saves space in your text.
Yeah, because otherwise you got a tweet or an Instagram comment full of
and it
mentions.
takes away characters from the space that you want to write.
All right, then. I like this new technology.
Well, new is
I love this brand new technology.
It's not brand new. It's definitely.
When did it start?
incorrect.
Like Monday?
No, a long time ago.
Long time ago. What? Week ago?
No, much longer than that.
I did not know, for real. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning to everybody.
Yes.
Keeping it topical.
I guess we'll take Big Daddy's phone call in Florida. Go ahead, Big Daddy. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I was just wondering, how did it feel when Arnold Schwarzenegger said it was nice seeing you guys again, and then you had to realize he was only talking to Kevin Pollak?
I don't even know if he was talking to Kevin Pollak when he said that. Because he said, nice to see you guys, meaning all of us. Maybe, I mean, he's such a big star, he probably doesn't even know if he ever did our show before yesterday.
He probably was saying it and then realizing Kevin was in the group.
Right.
And he just said, like, nice to see you guys again. Like, just, you know, it was one of those things where you're talking to a group who you know from different circumstances. Kevin he knows from before, us he knows from now.
Right.
So he didn't want to be impersonal and say nice to see you guys because of Kevin. So we kind of got squeezed into Kevin's again, which was nice.
Yeah, I mean, we
Go ahead. You piggybacked into it. You got piggybacked into it. Okay.
Kind of, yes.
It felt a little weird when he said that because we did have a very good time with Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday. But he's one of those celebrities, I guarantee by the time he was 20 feet from the studio after the interview, he forgot about us.
No, I don't know about that. He was a
Really?
governor. Yeah, he's not a typical dumb celebrity. He probably notices a lot more than you think. I mean, he had to go over... I'm not saying you have to be a genius to be the governor.
Right.
But he's not a dumb guy.
Unlike Roger Daltrey, when I saw him a mere 2 hours after our interview, walking from the park with one of his friends, probably his manager or someone very close to him in business. And I go, hey, Roger. And he looked at me like, who the fuck is this asshole Who fan? And I go, no, man, Opie from Opie and Anthony, you were on our show this morning. And he was like no recognition that he talked to us a mere 2-3 hours earlier.
Sometimes that happens. Yeah, it sucks. Although sometimes I remember. I was at UFC on Saturday.
Right.
And Luis Guzman was there. And I saw him, and I'm like, he's not going to remember us. I'm sick of not saying hello to people I like. Like, he was on. He was a nice guest.
He was great.
Enjoyable guy.
He was great.
So I walked over and I said hello. I'm like, hi, I'm Jim. We interviewed you. He's like, oh, man. He was very happy. It was a brief hello, but he was nice about it. It wasn't a major...
But you could tell there was a recognition there?
Yeah, or even if he was making it up. He is an actor, so who knows?
Yeah, we do get that as well, but there's
sometimes you got to tell them where they know you're from. That's all.
Yeah, there's certainly a bunch of celebrities that forget as soon as they leave the studio, which is all right. Whatever. We all understand what's going on there. Thank you, Big Daddy.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
I mean, it was just great to talk to Arnold Schwarzenegger. That ended up to be a lot of fun.
It was. He was very nice, and again, he was very easy to interview because he just talks about anything.
He doesn't look real, right? He's so famous, he doesn't look real. I was looking at him like, holy fuck, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, my God. Right?
For the first minute he was in, it was a little nerve-wracking because he's getting settled and you want to, you don't know what his vibe is like.
Right.
But after that, it was fun.
He walked in and he was intense because he was just trying to figure out the room real fast.
Yeah,
and then he settled in quickly, but... Huh, Sam?
Yeah, I was noticing it was like a few minutes, like at first he definitely was trying to figure out the room and the motivations of everybody. I think Pollock being here was helpful.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was nice.
But yeah, I think real quick he kind of settled in. You can see he started laughing more at the questions and he figured out the room really quickly. He had a good time.
Yeah.
He had a good time.
Yeah.
Took photos with everyone. Some came out a little blurry, some came out good.
You got a blurry photo with...
I wouldn't say really blurry.
Did you tweet it? I saw your
it didn't
tweets
look bad.
yesterday.
It's not, when you zoom in, you can see.
When you zoom in, it's not up to your...
Mine was the same way as yours.
Your liking.
Oh, yours was too?
Yeah, it was blurry like yours.
Is that why you Instagrammed it a teeny bit? Like you filtered it?
I filtered it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yours didn't look bad. But it's not like... It's instead of a 10, it's a 7. So it's not like it's a disaster. It's fine. And I did get a...
Oh, yeah, that's really blurry.
Yes, that's not bad.
I'm kidding. That's not blurry. What are you talking about?
No, when you zoom in on the face on an 8x10, it's a teeny bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, Sam noticed the same about his, but it wasn't a big deal because what I did was the picture of all of us together.
Right.
I was able to, those are crystal clear.
Right.
I guess because there's no movement. And so I was able to zoom in on me and Arnold and that, and it looks perfect.
You cropped us out?
Just for my own house, yes.
You know what
I would have set you guys on fire if I had to.
might be happening. I think that amazing sparkle in your eye sets off the flash on the camera.
I want the flash. The flash makes it clearer.
No, but it's that sparkle that just bounces back.
Yeah, the little cling on my teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, believe me, that's fine to blow up and get it to get taken. I'm not complaining. It was just funny when I zoomed in. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. Today we do have Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's a great talker.
Yeah.
He is fantastic. What are we going to ask him today?
I'm going to ask him a bunch of moon questions.
Oh.
What's up on the moon?
Talk about the moon?
Yeah.
What's up on the moon?
How come they call moons butts?
They don't. It's the other way.
Whatever. You ever go to Saturn? It's a good question.
No, it's not. Nobody's been there.
Shut up.
Well, I guess we could ask him that stuff. Sure.
No.
And then we got Bert Kreischer outside the studio.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit.
He's ready.
He's ready to come in.
Yeah.
Well, we need a few minutes just to kind of hang out, right?
He's already been periscoping this morning. He's good to go.
Oh, good.
He's one of those periscopers.
Yeah, I was periscoping yesterday.
I hope that today I have a Reddit AMA at 4 o'clock.
Right.
I hope they don't give me the business, or I'm going to have a Robert Downey Jr. moment.
You're going to just walk off?
How uncomfortable is that?
I got to see this video again.
Travis raised the point that maybe they had specified in the interview you couldn't ask him personal questions.
Yeah, I mean,
and the guy agreed to it and broke that.
This
Right.
was the same guy, by the way, who like 2 years ago got Tarantino pissed off with those movie violence questions.
But the odd thing is, and I love Tarantino, but I've been interviewed a lot about stuff, and believe me, I've had to deal with, it was your cake stomp one year, it was Anthony's thing the other year, and this year,
Right.
it's never a point where I'm going to go like, oh my God.
Right.
Even if you think someone's being confrontational, just talk your way through it.
Well, and
It's not that hard.
And I mean, the competition is fierce out there, and these guys are trying to get something a little different done with their interview. Most of these celebrity interviews, and certainly we've had our share over the years, are boring.
They're boring.
They're fucking boring. And so you do try to maybe get them to open up about something else, and you try some different things. It doesn't mean you're trying to, fuck the celebrity over, but the guy you have on your show is doing another 10 of these after you. And they're all pretty much the same fucking interview. So.
And the thing is, these guys don't know how to take a question. These are softball questions. If he said something in an interview to the New York Times, which is when he first started getting uncomfortable, about you can't come out of jail and be a liberal, well, you could see he gets tense. But all he's got to do is just say, like, wait, hey, look, man, sometimes you're in jail, you don't think when you come out, or you change your opinion over time.
Right.
But he gets tense at that. And then the question about drugs and alcohol, he's like looking over his shoulder.
Right.
Why can't you use that if you're still sober, why not just springboard that into a discussion about how much better life is to wake up and remember what you did last night? Like, why is it tense?
And as a viewer, that's way more interesting than hearing about what was your inspiration for your role as the...
Oh, my God. What would Tony Stark do if he broke down?
Exactly.
These people are very easily disarmed. If someone's asking you a question, even if they have shitty intentions, if you give them a real answer and you're open about it and you're comfortable talking about it, a lot of times it takes away their motivation to get you.
Right.
Because you're not being defensive.
Right.
Some of these actors, man, they have no idea how to do this one-on-one, even though they're brilliant actors.
And then he feels like he's in a little trouble, so he did exactly what Paris Hilton did, and certainly others in this studio. They look over their shoulder for the publicist.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta did it?
At XM.
No, because that was a time thing. I think he was enjoying himself.
No, the first time, because we watched him, he kept leaning his hand down while you guys were talking under the chair and doing this kind of hand movement to the publicist to say, "Oh, we're done. He has to get out of here."
What were we saying to him?
It was somewhat Jay Moore too. Like Jay Moore was bothering him, or
Jay,
just wasn't comfortable with whatever. It was.
Yeah, Jay was there that day. Maybe
but Steve and I were watching him. As
I know. I caught that too.
Would shove his hand under the seat and make the signal to the publicist to get him out of here.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this because I thought
we talked about it after he left too.
I don't remember, man. I don't remember every single
we did talk about
thing we've done over the years. Jesus,
he did come back
more than I do.
No, he did, but that initial visit to the show, he did that like some other celebrities did. Like,
but do you know why he was doing it?
I think Jay was kind of putting him off.
In what way?
I think Jay was just messing with him.
Jay was doing a lot of Goodfellas stuff and things, and I think it was just coming off a little maybe over-aggressive that Ray wasn't.
But Ray's intense and aggressive himself.
Well, he might not have known. Sometimes if you don't know where someone's coming from.
Right.
Like, I've heard things other guys have said. I'm like, was that guy being a dick?
Right.
Oh, you know what I did last night that was fun? I did Race Wars. Metzger and Sherrod. That was a fun fucking podcast, man.
Nice. We're gonna get that podcast on this channel.
It was really fun, yeah. And
nice.
There was I don't remember the one girl's name. I know Caitlin's a friend of mine, and also Kurt's girlfriend. Karen. But I don't know who the other woman was, but that was a lot of fun.
Good.
I just remember that 'cause it was a fun experience.
Yay!
Aww.
Let's look at this interview that went a little weird.
Awry.
Awry.
Well, how about a weeder of the
Robert Downey Jr. walks off.
Just named one.
It's 4. What channel is this?
That's
This
Channel
is
4
BBC,
News.
I guess, right? Or
No,
England.
Channel 4 is independent.
Channel 4 News in England.
In England,
In
yeah.
England. Okay. All right. Let's play this.
Well, you have to go. This is the 7-minute version.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nice Iron Man talk. It's a good interview, actually, at one point about the Iron Man, and he's asking smart questions. But you could see that he's hesitating and hemming and hawing because he knows he's about to get into some personal shit.
All right. Let's do this.
Peckers.
I'm not saying that I'm such a fantasist that I felt like I was Tony Stark, but I felt like it was my persona. But none of us are our personas.
But he's becoming a much more likable character as well, isn't he?
I suppose
a better
so.
man.
Yeah, he's becoming a better guy.
In a way that you are as well, I suppose.
That was a smart segue.
Sure.
I mean, what I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times, and I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was,
He's already uncomfortable.
it was after your incarceration, and you said you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. And I just wondered what you meant by that.
Well, the funny thing is, and I appreciate your point of view, things that you said 5-7 years ago or things you said in an interview that made sense to you at the time, I could pick that I could pick that apart for 2 hours and be no closer to the truth than I'd be giving you some half-assed answer right now. I couldn't even really tell you what a liberal is. So therein lies the answer to your question.
But the statement sort of stands by itself, doesn't it? I mean, does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being a liberal?
Are we promoting a movie? To me, the thing is that I'm certainly not going to
pause for a second?
on anything I've said, but
It's interesting on a couple points here. First of all, he handled the question very well, right?
Who, Robert?
Yeah, he answered it.
Yeah, that
And the
first question he did, yeah.
And the guy's continuing, and then Robert sounds like a dick, like, are we promoting a movie? We're 5 minutes into the interview, so for the most part, he was promoting the movie for most of that 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, well, how much about the movie? Like, you could talk about the Avengers and all that stuff, but that is really boring after a while.
Right.
Why not just have a real discussion with the guy about
Right.
something? It's not like he's asking about molesting kids. You gave a quote to the New York Times.
Right.
I think it's fair to ask about that.
Right.
Well, I think I'm sure there's an understanding though when they go in, like they're allotting these guys 7 minutes. So I'm sure that they go, yep, you can have them. All we're doing is talking about the movie, because the interviews are only intended to get cut up into a 30-second drop so you can play something about the movie on the news.
That's
like
true.
it literally is a commercial. It's not a real interview.
Oh, that's true. Okay, but these guys also don't know how boring it is to only hear about the movie for 7 minutes. They don't. We know the director was fun. We understand it.
They're not
Right.
airing 7 minutes.
Okay. This is. Oh, yeah, didn't he say it's a commercial? Maybe you're right.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe but as the interviewer, you sit there and you go, man, no one's going to give a fuck about this. So you keep prying and prying. You're always, in this new world, you're always looking for that soundbite, that 15, 20 seconds that is going to go everywhere for you.
And Robert gave it to him.
Right.
Yeah. Like, nobody would notice this interview if he just answered that question
Right.
casually
Right.
and acted like it was a great question and he's
Right.
happy the guy
Right.
asked it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad you brought that up. I don't know what I meant. It was silly.
Right, right. It's something I said 5 to 7 years ago. I explained it at the time,
Yeah.
and
But
then
then
it keeps going back to that. But then him getting annoyed, it's now the story.
Now it's the story.
But this interviewer also does not at all read him, or he ignores him. That obviously he was annoyed.
No, of course he
when
could
he
tell.
answered.
No, he could
and
tell.
then he just decided to keep pushing and pushing.
Well,
and
why
pushing.
wouldn't he could tell, and he was trying to be. That was why he said Tony Stark's a better man,
Right.
much like you're a better man.
Right.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Just weaseling his way into that
Yeah,
question?
personal question time.
I don't really have a problem with what's going on.
I don't
here.
at all by the interview.
I don't think
None.
I don't think it's that bad, especially because it's something that he did say to the New York Times. Let's see what happens now.
I wouldn't say I'm a Republican or a liberal or a Democrat. I think when I was talking to the person who was doing the interview that day, and that just happened to be my opinion. That's the nice thing, is you can have opinions and they kind of change and flow.
Yeah, well, that's life and that's growing older, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you say we're promoting an interview. I mean, promoting the movie. I mean, obviously you're doing a promotional round of interviews, and that's why we're talking about the movie. But we also would like to talk a little bit about you, and I don't know how comfortable you are, talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Yeah, well, okay, well then let me just ask you a few more questions and you can answer them if you want to and not
Looks
if
at the
you don't want
publicist.
to. I mean, well, I think we've got 3 more minutes on our agreement.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
He's furious.
Yeah.
You, the reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in...
He's furious.
The dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether, you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something...
I'm sorry, I really don't... what are we doing?
well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
are you... Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Do you...
You seem okay. It's just getting a little Diane Sawyer in your...
No, look, I don't want to do that.
He said it's just getting a little Diane Sawyer and you're kind
Right.
of a schmuck.
Right.
And I think the publicist said time, meaning that they were keeping him. They were like, okay, he
Yeah,
gets 7
they were-
minutes,
they were-
and like we're cutting him off.
It was time. It was done. And that's, I guess, in that moment, you can't fault the publicist because that was directly from Robert Downey. The publicist was just doing what he
Right,
wanted.
right.
That was not the publicist being cunty. That was simply honoring what he wanted. But you know,
I don't like the interviewer.
I don't mind him because what he was saying
But
there basically is, are you sober? Are you drinking and
Right.
getting high?
But
That's
you
what-
know, if you've got a minute left, you got 60 seconds with some guy, and you're going to bring up like his alcohol and his dad. Like you want this guy to like bare his soul with 40 seconds that we have left.
Maybe he was looking at it like they had a couple of minutes left and he wanted to get to a real question. I have zero problem. I really don't. No problem at all. If you've talked about that stuff in other interviews, and why should Diane Sawyer be the only one that's allowed to ask you a non-boring fucking question?
Or it's got to be set up months in advance and vetted probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the interviewer kind of bothers me in general.
I think he was just nervous
He's a little
going into
wormy.
this.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
he's
He's a
I
little
think he's
wormy
looking
because
for that.
Robert Downey Jr. He even pointed out, look at your leg. You know, he was getting all nervous because I think he was trying to get, you know, some big soundbite from him.
Maybe. But there was
Because he
a way-
could have that
Has
interviewer-
Robert Downey Jr. talked about that in recent years?
I honestly don't know.
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
he
he's-
hasn't. I don't remember a time where a clip was out there where he was talking about his sobriety.
But it's one of those things where if you're doing good, it's so easy right there to go, life is so good right now.
Right.
I'm so glad that stuff was terrible.
Right.
Like, that's such an easy question to diffuse and fucking throw water on. That's not a
Right.
tough question.
Right.
Yeah, but that interviewer could have easily turned that around and made him feel comfortable and still gotten a soundbite. He did not have to be. He was abrasive.
Well, that was, I think, also because he had less time, and that was because you can see Robert Downey. If people watch it, you can see he's looking to his left. So this guy knows his time is limited now. Like he knows he's getting uncomfortable.
Right.
And he wasn't asking him inappropriate questions at all. It wasn't like he was aggressively trying to get him on something that Robert Downey Jr. We heard you're sleeping with whatever.
Right,
What?
right.
It wasn't one of those.
Yeah, but the questions you were asking were not like, you have 5 minutes to do this junket and talk about this movie questions. The questions he was asking were, you're coming into like a radio studio and you're talking for a half hour.
That's true.
We can actually get into stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
But
what
I mean, he probably would love a half hour with Robert Downey Jr. You know, if you only have 7 minutes, it doesn't change how you want the thing to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I'm a nobody on that scale, but of all the interviews, a lot of guys wouldn't want to talk to him. He'd give you a much better fucking interview. I love when people get in depth with questions in an interview, man. It's so much more interesting to talk to them than some boring fucking. So you were in Spider-Man. I get that. So you're from Bayonne. Who cares if I'm from Bayonne?
I
fucking gives a shit.
Born and raised?
I'm playing it safe on this one because I feel like the interviewer is just wormy in
Yes,
general. But I also agree with Jimmy that those questions weren't that bad, and he could have easily diffused it.
Easily.
Especially with all the time he has spent in front of media.
But what
he
if-
knows how to handle himself.
Here's where Robert Downey Jr. could have got mad. I think his son was in trouble recently, and that was public. If he had started saying about his son, then Robert could have said, like, I'd rather not talk about my son. That's his life, and I try to discuss my children. Like, that's fair. But this was just about him and things he said.
He could have just had a very safe answer, very boring answer. But now we're talking about this.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have talked about this dumb 7-minute interview with this guy.
He should have said, I got so fucking zooted, I was flying like Iron Man.
Iron.
Said that.
All right, well, there you have it. We'll put that on our Facebook page. People know how to find this shit, but just
Yeah,
in
it's all
case,
over
we'll
the
make it easy for you. All right, I think we're going to break early today because we got Bert Kreischer in studio, and
Yeah.
we also have Neil DeGrasse Tyson coming in for
NGT.
He's only going to be here for like 15 or 20 minutes. He's got a big promotional tour today for his new show, Star Talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam raised a good point.
Huh.
I just made that up.
Oh. Sam got all excited. How about this? We could maybe do a speed round with Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you got a question for him, give us a call.
Yeah.
When is it?
What?
Whenever he comes in.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because people are going to start calling now.
Who cares? They can call now.
You don't want
Yeah.
people to be on hold the whole time because then we can't talk about other stuff with callers.
That's fine. We don't need to go to the callers.
What are we gonna ask him?
I got this, Sam. Relax.
Yeah.
I'm good. If you have a question for Neil deGrasse Tyson, give us a call. I want him to blow our mind today.
Yes.
Because we've talked about the wormholes and the black holes and the universe and this and that.
I wouldn't say that
Quantum
stuff's boring at this
physics.
point, though. That's still interesting stuff.
No, I know. I'm trying to figure out other things that maybe we haven't covered over the years.
How about his upbringing? Let's ask about his, do you think that you're becoming a better man? Let's ask the same question this guy asked. You've had problems with alcohol and drugs. Look like, what? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Just leave.
All right, quick break. Bert Kreischer next. Stay there.
More with Opie Opie and Jim. After this. Opie and Jim Norton's lives don't end when the morning does. Delicious. They're real people with real lives.
Smile and the world smiles with you.
And you can be privy to every aspect of them.
Nothing tastes as good as skills.
Follow at Opie Radio and at Jim Norton on Twitter.
Twitter is a place where people punish you with their mental illness. That is Twitter in a nutshell.
Radio icons kicking Twitter's ass.
Hey, this is Rude Jew from the All Out Show on M&M Shade 45. I like collecting vinyl, play backgammon. I go antiquing and hit massage parlors. My cheese play game is stupid. I wrote a book that got picked up by HBO. It's grimy, it's funny, it's honest, just like the radio show. This is Eminem.
Hey, Jude, you're a failure.
I'm Rude Jew from the All Out Show, Monday through Friday, 4 to 8 Eastern Time. Only on M&M Shade 45. That's Sirius XM Channel 45 and on the Sirius XM app.
Other restrictions apply. See site for program and Visa prepaid card details. All personal loans are made by WebBank, a Utah chartered industrial bank. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Hey guys, it's Andy Dean here. As a radio host turned entrepreneur, I've seen firsthand how cash really is king. So instead of getting high interest rate credit cards, I turned to Prosper.com. Prosper's online marketplace connects people who need money with those who want to invest. Invest in you. You can use Prosper to borrow up to $35,000 in as few as 5 days. With Prosper, you can borrow money for just about anything you desire. You can pay off high-rate credit cards. You can fix up your house, even plan a vacation. Anything you want, it's your money. Prosper.com is the better way to get the cash.
In case you missed it, recently this happened on Opie and Jimmy.
Wait, yeah, I think you're too young to really like Steely Dan.
No. Everyone knows everything.
How'd you get into them?
In college, we were doing a lot of cocaine and started listening to that album Asia, and I just really thought it was like about me. And it was the type of experience people had in the 60s with like peyote and the Doors or whatever, but it was Steely Dan and cocaine in 2001.
That seems like a weird combination, Steely Dan and cocaine.
No, they were huge coke addicts.
That's great for a band to do that, though. Play a different album every night.
Yeah.
For a fan, that's awesome.
Would you see Sabbath every night if they play the
they
catalog?
did Sabotage one night, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
I'd go every night and watch it.
Yeah. And then the encore is, everything else. So,
yeah.
So you do get a full show.
So you did how much coke did you do in college? I can't picture you doing, because I know John, I can't picture you doing any of that stuff.
A lot. I was like you. I quit really young. I did everything young and stopped when I was 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were, was it a problem in college or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tremendous.
Coke
Problem
before class? Would you do coke before class?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was just like, I don't know. It was just, it started really fun. And I was going through a breakup and I wanted like attention. And it was that thing of like, look how bad this breakup is. I'm doing all these terrible things to myself. And then everyone was like, yeah, we don't care. And then after a while, it's just like, well, and then you're addicted to it because it's addictive.
Were you hoping that the girl would come back and rescue you because you were in so much pain?
Yeah, like doing cocaine won't make a girl get back together with you, but it will make her pick up the phone. Yeah. Because they're worried about you.
Wow. And you talk to her?
Yeah, after a while, but then I remember being like, I'm not even getting what I want out of this, but I'll still keep doing drugs. But we started doing drugs really young, my friends and I, probably from like 14 onward, and it was a ton of fun, and I was lucky that it stopped being fun within like 10 years.
You figured it out that this isn't fun anymore.
And I was also, it was like a lot of people were stopping. I was starting to be the only one at night who was like doing anything or ordering anything. And everyone was like, no, it's Tuesday, we're fine. And I was like, all right, well,
So you wanted to do coke late at night and they were like, we're done with that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you quit cold turkey or did you have to go through a little
No, I didn't do it. I was in an outpatient rehab thing in college, and then I tried to get away from drugs and alcohol by moving to New York and doing comedy, and then
it's a good thing because there's none here.
That didn't work, and then so I just was cold turkey.
Did it help you get girls?
It did. I had that like all that uptight shit went away, and I was a lot more confident for those couple years. I remember being like, "This is
go to a party, go to a frat party, and
got out of my weird uptight head."
Plus, you got the whore bait, so yeah, of course you get.
Were college chicks into it though too, or was it just a?
Yeah, I went to Georgetown. It was like preppy people that like drugs.
You do any other drugs? We talked about acid, I think, last week. That always scared the fuck out of me.
I did acid in a really stupid way. I was at a Dark Star Orchestra. They're a Grateful Dead cover band concert, and I was looking for. So I don't remember what I was looking for in the lobby, but I was already drunk, and then some guy offered me acid, and it was like 11, and no one else was going to do acid, and I took it, and we were in Philly at this Grateful Dead cover band show. And it was the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Well, how was it?
It was funny for an hour, and I was the only one on acid. And everyone else was just drunk, and it was just another Saturday night.
Was it a long trip?
Yeah. I woke up on the lawn of this house. I remember playing horseshoes. I convinced everyone to turn on their headlights so that the backyard was illuminated by headlights, and we were playing horseshoes. So I did kind of corral some fun. And then I just remember waking up on the lawn
of a stranger's house.
No, of this. It was like a big house that some friends lived in Manayunk, and woke up on the lawn. It was just like, what a cliche.
Manayunk's a nice little area, though.
Yeah,
you picked
nice.
a good town at least.
Yeah, I was just very like, this was what a. I had to go temp the next day.
Were you tired at work then?
Doing drugs with no money was like the dumbest. Like, think about it now. I'm like, well, now I'm working on TV and stuff, and I'm not like it. I did it out of order. Like, I should be doing everything now.
Right.
I was doing it when I had like a $500 a week, temping job.
And you really needed to be at work.
Yeah, I needed to.
You really needed that $500.
There was no like nowadays I could probably disappear for a week and someone might hush it up, Like back then I was a temp. If I didn't show up at 9 a.m. I was dead.
Listen to Opie and Jimmy every morning here on Opie Radio. And now, Opie and Jim are back.
For John Cena?
Yeah.
Too many wrestling guys around this joint. How old's John Cena? He used to do our show a lot.
Yeah.
38 years old?
38 years old.
All right. Well, tell John Cena to come back and say hi to us.
Love to have him.
Where's Bert?
Let's get Bert Kreischer in here. Good old Bert Kreischer. And then we got Neil DeGrasse Tyson coming in about 5-6 minutes.
Yeah. Hi, Bert.
What's up, Bert?
Hello.
How are you?
We're on the air, so don't say anything racist.
You just...
I do that to my wife. When I'll call her from stage, I'll go, hey, you're on the stage, don't say the N-word.
What are you eating?
Eating a bagel.
They don't like when you eat on mic.
We all
bullshit.
They don't like it.
I was on your podcast and I had some candy, but I remember I moved the mic and I come.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They beat the shit out of us for that.
Yeah.
We finally stopped eating on mic.
It's the only reason I got into egg whites.
Why?
Because you guys were eating egg whites every fucking moment. Egg whites and oatmeal. You guys were healthy, and I felt like a fucking piece of shit on the road. And I would listen to you guys on the app, and you guys were all being fucking healthy in the morning.
Well, you gotta.
Yeah, I agree. Health is important.
I took a blood pressure medicine this morning. I should be good.
Okay, good.
I was out drinking late last night.
We all have the same creepy jacket.
Really?
You're sitting against a jacket that's exactly the same.
Yeah, my jacket is like yours, which is like Norton's. Well, all three of us have those.
Mine.
That was a college thing that you probably... No, I don't know. Maybe... What? Do you remember in college, like, the Gap would be big, and then you go into class and you see dudes wearing the exact same outfit you were wearing?
Of course. I used to shop at the Gap all the time. I finally had to say goodbye to the Gap.
I just got back into the Gap.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's my jeans.
You go Gap jeans.
Gap makes great jeans.
Nah, you got.
And then I go B-Rep shirts.
Right.
And then I'm Fry boots.
You got to go Diesel jeans.
Diesel
jeans.
Yeah, why not? Those are great.
Diesel.
Yeah, I love a good Diesel jean. No, I don't care. I don't have any brand.
What's wrong with Diesel jeans?
Come on, man. What are you, a bouncer? Diesel jeans?
Yes.
Dude,
I found my jeans at Diesel.
You are a 57-year-old white man.
I'm 57 years young. It's a good age, Gregorio.
You need to accept your breeding.
I did go Gap jeans for a long time, and then I went Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah. I even took a step at the Polo jeans one time. Do you know what were really good fucking jeans?
What?
I had
the Nortons. Get it, Sam?
Yes, I got it.
Oh, by the way, Jim, your Rogan appearance was fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You dissecting Chip and Uncle Paul and to your girlfriend, that is maybe the greatest fucking thing to do to a fucking... Oh, I loved it. I was in a car howling, laughing, and her going, I'll take the salmon, and you going, how much is that?
Yeah, how much is that? Oh, she fucking hated that.
I used to, back in the day, I would be in the car with Jimmy and his girlfriend, and she would have to talk to the characters. I thought, what the fuck? These guys are, doing this on purpose. And then I learned, no, she has to talk to the characters besides Jim Norton.
I think it's great. I wish I had a character for me and my wife.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Some of the most compelling radio was when you'd have girlfriends in here that were comics, and you wouldn't mention who they were, and I'd be fucking stewing, like texting Sherrod, texting everyone, who's Jim fucking? But I think I found out who it was.
That's years ago.
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes,
we were dating. Like I never just picked off a comic and fucked her. I really didn't. It's not because I'm a good guy. It's just none of.
It just never happened.
Yeah, they see behind the curtain, and they know that I'm the same jokes behind it that I am in front of it.
You certainly tried.
Yeah, I've tried with a few.
You certainly tried over the years.
But I've never been that creepy with female comics. Like,
yeah.
I've worked with Annie Letterman on the road. I've never worked with Nikki Glaser, but Amy was on the road with me, and never, nothing, not even tried.
You didn't try with Amy Schumer?
Never.
I definitely could have fucked Amy.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No, was she ever that?
Oh, dude. No,
I've
trust me.
never seen her that
That's my
depressed.
wheelhouse. That's my wheelhouse.
Oh, really?
I used to pick kids like that off like a sniper in college.
You really feel like you could have got
I used to tell her that all the time.
Really?
I go, just so you know, I could fuck you if I wanted. And I was married. I was married at the time.
Right.
And she's like, no, you couldn't. I was like, definitely could. I definitely could. She's like, you have no fucking shot. I was like, that because you're saying that, that's how I know I could.
What would be your move?
Just listen to her for a little bit.
That does go a long way.
We used to let
If you
Amy...
can listen to some of that babble, it really helps you out.
We used to let Amy stay at our place when we'd go on vacation. We'd let her know that our house is available. This was before she was obviously as big as she is now.
Right.
And she stayed at our place.
I can't see her crashing on the Kreischer couch. I'm hosting the MTV Movie Awards. I'll watch the Cats if I can sleep on the sofa.
Take the Expedition, not the Mercedes that's been breaking down.
Are you a Warriors fan? Or
No, I just have a big fucking head.
You're just wearing the hat?
I have a size 8 head, so
they got a great shot of winning it all.
That's what I heard. I was in San Francisco.
You don't even know.
Nope.
Peckers.
You're just wearing the hat.
Yeah, because I have a big head.
So, yeah, but why not pick like a Cavaliers hat?
Because I have a big head, so and I can only get hats in cities I'm
DeGrasse
in.
Tyson.
Oh shit!
You don't ask.
Sorry, Bert.
You walk him right in.
Don't worry about it.
Look at how.
Yes, you are here.
Look how cool Neil deGrasse Tyson looks with the shades on. Hey, Neil.
Hi, sir. Bert Kreischer. I'm a huge fan.
You have a radio voice, sir.
Thank you.
A radio voice.
You got the radio voice, my friend. Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry.
You're perfectly on time.
No, you're on time.
You're literally, I think you're 2 minutes early.
Good to see you guys again.
You're supposed to be here at 7:45. You're right on time there.
So let's do this.
How are you?
Hey, guys, good.
Star Talk Mondays at 11 on Nat Geo.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. That's an extension of what happens on like Wednesday. In fact, every day of the week, Star Talk's on Sirius XM.
I know it is.
But Nat Geo picked up like a filmed live version of that, not live in real time, but a living flesh and blood.
Do you do a special version for Nat Geo, or are they filming the whole podcast and then you're picking and choosing what you want to put on?
So what they do is they sort of cherry pick some episodes that we would otherwise be recording, and we put that in the Hall of the Universe of the American Museum of Natural History.
I actually went there recently.
So that's our set. The set is the Hall of the Universe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got it there. I looked for you.
You looked for me.
I did. I was like, "Where's Neil deGrasse Tyson?" I was just standing by the dinosaurs, shouting like a lost child.
There's a lost child protocol that we go through.
It was fun. I bought magnets. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
And a gyroscope. Whatever.
No, those rock magnets.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They always have a mind of their own. As
they're awesome.
Say.
They're awesome. Like I bought. You can get as many as you can fit in the bag for $10.
I'm pleased to learn that you are enchanted by magnets.
I was, because I
most of us outgrow that by 6th grade, I think.
I would have thought that I did too, but these rocks were so awesome. It was like almost like a weird necklace that one of the Flintstones would have worn, and you just connect them together. I bought a bunch.
They're dark black. They're
dark black, and I watched them when I got home.
I got the fucking magnets.
But what do you do with them?
You just magnet them.
You think you're going to have a lot more fun with them than you do.
Right. You know what you do, Jim?
I'm like, I'll
Put one
spend
on top.
hours with these.
Put one top of the top of the table and move it from the bottom. Blows the kids'
That
minds.
is awesome. I used to do that all the time. But you need a strong magnet at the bottom and any other, magnetic thing. But you don't need two magnets, just one magnet below, and like a paper clip works really well. It has to be like a relatively thin wooden table, and then you put the magnet underneath and just drag the clip across the top of the table.
I do shit that the smartest guy in the fucking world does.
I do that all the time. You freak out kids. You freak out little pets. The cat and everything. That's what we did before the laser. To freak out the cat. You move stuff on the table.
Oh, in the end, he's just a goofball like the rest of us. I love it. I love it.
I've brought your name up. What's the video you did where you walked down the beach with the dog?
That was in Cosmos. That was in Cosmos.
Yeah,
that was an episode of Cosmos.
And you were talking about
but first, if you're curious, I'll tell you how difficult that was to film. But I'm walking down the beach with the dog, and the dog is meandering to my left and to my right, and I'm just keeping my vector. And the point was to indicate that you can have climate change where a temperature is on a persistent rise, but the weather from season to season can fluctuate high and low. So you can't wait for the temperature to get cold and say, there is no global warming, because this is a natural fluctuation of what would happen in the weather. Yeah. Laid on top of this slow trend in the climate. And so we had to bury treats for the dog to my left and my right so that the dog would sort of wander back and forth. It looks like the dog is just, sniffing stuff out, but that was like a totally choreographed with a Hollywood dog.
I love that
you
video.
Cheated a little bit.
But you what?
Cheated a little bit. I have a question.
Yeah.
We had, who was the astronaut we had on? Chris Hadfield?
Yes.
Good guy. Oh, man.
He was fun.
Yeah.
It was a great interview.
Did you see
Thank
his,
you, Bert
he
Kreischer.
performed David Bowie in space?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
He has a book out.
He had a
It
viral
was
video.
very good. But
Viral video. That's right.
He mentioned some kind of a possible elevator.
Space elevator.
Yeah, and he talked about it briefly, but how would that work and what would they build it out of?
By the way, first of all, I know someone who's already composed space elevator music. It exists in the musical repertoire. So here's the philosophy behind it. All right, there's all this cost of launching to get into orbit. Right, you just look at them. It's beautiful to watch, and who doesn't love a rocket countdown? But if so much expense is involved there, Arthur C. Clarke figured out that there is a place above the Earth where if you're in orbit, you are moving exactly with the rotating Earth, so that it would look like you were hovering above Earth's surface.
What's that, like 23,000 miles? Or something?
Exactly, approximately 20. Jim is like closet nerd. At home, he's studying Einsteinian relativity.
I'm closet other things
he only pretends he's stupid in front of you guys. So the space shuttle, when we once had it, and the space station, they orbit relatively close to Earth, and their time to orbit is about 90 minutes. So if you stood on Earth, you'd watch them go by. The higher is your orbit, the longer it takes to complete an orbit. So there's this magic spot where it takes 24 hours for it to orbit. So it has been hypothesized that if you put a platform there and then lower a cable, you can lower the cable straight down to Earth.
I just got anxiety.
and then attach an elevator to it, and you don't need rockets. You just need sort of a joist, hoisting system. And that way, you would have routine access to orbital space.
All right. Would we do that, though?
There's no material that can dangle a 23,000-mile cable and hold up its own weight that we have command over. But do you remember Bucky Balls? There was these Carbon 60. Don't look at him like you don't believe that he knows what I'm talking about.
But Bucky Balls, I think that he's referring to somebody he played baseball with.
not Bucky's balls, right?
Sorry, never mind. Wrong one.
Do you really know what it is, Bert?
Yeah. And now that we're all talking about it, now I don't.
Okay.
Buggy balls are the things they sold in.
No.
That's why I looked at him.
It was a newly discovered, a couple of decades ago, it was a newly discovered form of carbon that we we didn't know existed.
I was thinking the thing they sold in Brookstone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Carbon 60. It's 60 atoms of carbon configured basically at the vertices of what were the stitches on a soccer ball before they changed the design of the soccer ball. You have 60 vertices there, and carbon makes a sphere. It was a new kind of molecule. It turns out if you cut it at the equator of the sphere and then attach more carbon chains in between it, you can make a carbon tube. And the carbon tube is like 1,000 times stronger than steel and lighter, and it would actually hold up its own weight in a 23,000 mile cable and hold up people who are ascending it. The problem is, last I checked, the longest carbon tube we've been able to make is about 1 centimeter long.
Wow.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, that's a really fast ride.
But in principle, you'd be able to just hoist yourself up to this orbital platform. Right. You wouldn't need rockets. You wouldn't need any of that.
But you'd hover over like Cleveland. Like you wouldn't like get to. You just be over Cleveland your entire life.
Where did that city? All the cities in the world. Where did Cleveland come from?
Well, it's just not the prettiest to look at.
It's
like, you're just looking at a bunch of dirt.
It's a great.
I want to be out over Fiji or something so I can see islands.
Right. So it turns out the physics of it is it would be over the equator. If it were over some other spot, it would actually oscillate north and south of the equator. So you would just park it at the equator, and then that's how you would do it.
How long would it take to get up?
The problem is airplanes flying across the equator. You have to, you don't want to yank them out of the sky with your chains.
Right.
You'd
have to avoid that.
Well, there's also. Would you do it with magnets? Would magnets be able to do it? Magnetism? Here's, by the way, can I correct myself? I realized saying magnets made me sound like an idiot, so I threw in magnetism. So I would sound like I was a Harvard graduate. Like I'll talk to Mr. Tyson on his level. Magnetism.
Just add syllables, and then you'll be smarter, right?
I got a question for you. I learned a lot from Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I learned recently that we can make diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea about this.
Yeah. Oh, so you saw this episode I hosted for PBS Nova Science Now. There's a few years ago.
Right.
And the guys are doing it in like some secret back lot because they don't, they're worried about like the diamond cartel coming after them. And so I was taken there blindfolded, and I had to shut off my iPhone, which of course has inertial sensors that could possibly track which way you were going after the fact.
Yeah.
And so then they take off my blindfold and I enter this factory, and they're layering the carbon atoms onto a diamond lattice, and they're making basically perfect diamonds.
And they're real?
And we took the diamonds and brought it to 47th Street and had some people assess it, and it was clear. Most diamonds have certain imperfections because Earth is not as good at making diamonds as we are in the laboratory.
So that's going to fuck up the whole business.
It'll ruin it, right?
It could.
Eventually.
However, possibly. However, you would just have to market it differently. All right? Do you want diamonds that nature made? Or do you want diamonds that scientists made in a laboratory? So what might happen
if they're a lot less, then yes.
If they cost less?
Yes, the ones that scientists made.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I paid a fucking fortune for a ring a few years back.
Here's your $9 earrings.
The future of engagement rings. Honey, this is a pure diamond, but in my Cracker Jack box.
Look, that's a great question, but as a guy, we're all guys here. We're gonna go get the scientific diamonds, and then we're gonna tell the woman, "Oh no, I went to De Beers."
Oh, I buy the blood diamonds and go, "Hey, no, these are non-conflict."
Right. Exactly.
I got them out of Canada.
No, but think about it. Suppose we went to another cosmic place and found diamonds on another planet. They would have higher value just because of the knowledge that they came from another place. So what we value is rarity almost more than even what the thing looks like.
And they're not that big yet, though. The ones
they're
making?
hard. Yeah, it's hard. We're not making like Elizabeth Taylor diamonds yet, but tiny ones certainly useful for industrial purposes.
And you taught us, I don't know, maybe last time.
I mean, you guys are like at home watching educational television. I'm so proud of you guys.
No,
I just met you. Tell me your name again.
I'm Bert.
Bert Kreischer.
Bert? Hey, Bert. Hey.
You've turned...
I'm waiting for my question about time travel.
Okay, go ahead.
You've turned a lot of people onto this. You make it a lot easier.
No, you know what it is? Thanks for saying that, but I view it from the opposite direction. I view it as I'm offering this, and people are coming to it.
But you have a way of explaining things that makes it easier.
But if there were no deep inner urge for people to want to know this, there's nothing I'm going to do. I can twist your arm, and it wouldn't happen.
Right.
I think this people's inner geek is being revealed, and more people have inner geeks than than the marketing industry ever recognized, or than perhaps people ever knew about themselves.
One more question about diamonds. You taught us about a diamond planet. That's definite. There's a planet out there completely made.
Well, no. So there are objects out there that are mostly carbon, and they're under very high gravitational force, and they're very hot. And you have conditions such as what would make diamonds out of carbon. Because remember, diamond is pure carbon, and so it's a form. Carbon comes in many varieties. Buckyballs were one of them. The carbon 60. Diamonds is one. Graphite in your pencil is another one. By the way, when people said lead pencil, because we just call the graphite in there lead, and then they said you might get lead poisoning. It's not from the lead pencil. It's not. The lead was in the paint, the yellow paint that was on the side of the...
I was chewing those pencils for years.
Yeah, I made sure I didn't...
explain everything.
Don't admit that at your next job interview, because lead makes you stupid.
I figured that part was the safe.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking in my mouth.
We all did. I just figured, not the part that you write with.
Right. So this was the big confusion in elementary school growing up. So you would say, okay, as long as I don't chew on the the graphite part, then I'm fine. No, you would.
Oh, that's funny.
I fucking got it.
Yeah, you're totally getting messed up there.
I chewed.
Are they selling moon rocks now? Someone said they were going to put some. It's illegal to sell them, but someone said that they're going to put some of them up for sale.
That's a great question because it has an awesome answer. Did you know how deep the answer would be to that?
I did not. I do know it's illegal to sell them.
Yeah. So moon rocks were brought back from the moon by the Apollo astronauts, and all five, Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there's 6 missions. 12 human beings walked on the moon. And in each of those missions, they brought back lunar samples, and they were distributed to laboratories, and they're basically in the possession of the United States government, in the collection of the Smithsonian, last I checked, unless there's been some redistributing of that. So, fine. Now, if you go to an auction and say we're selling a moon rock, it would be illegal if it were those moon rocks. Okay, A. B, maybe they are selling those moon rocks, then it's illegal. But if to do it legally, you know how they do it? Once we brought back a moon rock, we said, oh my gosh, is that what a moon rock looks like? Let's go back to the collection of meteorites in the closet. Whoa! One of these meteorites says, where do meteorites come from? Space! So you find a subset of meteorites that exactly match the rocks brought back from the moon. And we conclude that rocks move from one planetary body to another. And that'll happen when you have an asteroid impact that can basically, the recoil from that impact flings rocks from planetary surfaces into interplanetary space, where they wander until they become into the grips of the gravitational field of another body.
So it is legitimately from the moon, then it is.
Yes.
Legit. Okay.
Not only that, a subset of the meteorites that we have in the closet are also from Mars. So we have Martian meteorites, moon meteorites, and the latest evidence suggests that there's some large asteroids out there that have been hit, fragments of which, because when you get hit, fragments scatter everywhere. Some go out to the outer solar system, some come to the inner solar system. So some went in our direction, collided with Earth, and so we have basically space travelers among us. And this is what triggered the idea of panspermia.
What's that? Sounds delicious.
Panspermia. Yeah, that's a new porn flick, right? Panspermia. With Peter Pan. So it's the idea that